Hey guys, okay, so I'm gonna finish talking to you about the incident that happened while I was in Chapel Hill. For those who are following me, um, just to catch everyone up, I was working in Chapel Hill, and it was at a McDonald's. I signed up and implied. I actually applied for maintenance because the bathrooms were horrible, and not only because of that, because I needed just any type of job that I could get. I just recently moved to Chapel Hill, and I didn't really care, but I did about what job I had. But at the moment, it was kind of urgent, and I didn't really care about what job I had, just as long as I had a job. So, and plus, I really like cleaning. So, yeah. Um, but anyways, just to say, I know I told you about the owner of McDonald's. Really liked my work ethics and my actual passion for actually cleaning the place. So well, I actually ended up landing a permanent position there at McDonald's. Okay, so however, no one else would actually sit there and take the time to clean that place, and I just had no idea why when they actually had no drive-through and 95% of their customers were actually coming inside of the store. Other than that, which I can totally understand someone not wanting to clean, toilets and things like that, which is like totally understandable. But long story short, the owner, I actually got a chance to meet the owner. He interviewed me instead of the hiring manager interviewing me. So the owner, he interviewed me, and I took some notes about what he wanted me to do in the store. And I had questions for him. He answered them. He had questions for me, of course, and I answered, and he answered those. But I wanted to pinpoint on the fact that I actually decided to leave and walk away from that job, not because of the work. I love the work. He loved my work. He wanted me to stay, and he came to me one day. He said, "Hey, Chris, I really like your work. You're doing a great job. I want to keep you here, and if you need anything from me, just let me know, and I'll provide it for you." And Rex was a pretty cool guy, who's a really nice person. We never bumped heads or anything, and we've always stayed, on a mature level, just like any other person should be on. However, there was a manager there um, who actually was a little bit different. Like her characteristics were totally different than the owner. The manager who usually does the interviews did not actually hire me. I was actually just hired automatically through the owner, which it was kind of backwards in a way because in the beginning I didn't feel like, and I'm sorry, Sarah, but I had to say this. I didn't feel like you actually wanted me working there, and I didn't feel like the other managers that was there. I have to be honest to you. 98% of the staff members there were Hispanic. Okay, at the McDonald's. And anyone who knows what type of heart I have, the godlike spirit that I have, I'm not have anything against any other race or culture at all. It's just not inside of me at all. God won't even allow that type of spirit to dwell inside of me. That's just never how I've been. I'm a very sweet, generous person. You can tell, and it's just like not in my heart to even be that way. But however, some people may think that I do have an issue with another type of race because I'm so fluently able to identify what racism is. And that's the difference between someone actually being a racist versus someone who's actually able to identify what it is so fluently and so well that you might think that that person has something against another race. And if you can tell if someone has a godlike spirit, then you will be able to identify that because you have a godlike spirit. You see, so if you have a godlike spirit, you should know right off bat if I'm racist or not. And if you have a heart and know who Jesus Christ is within you, you should be able to read my spirit because your spirit is fully developed within Christ. You see what I'm saying? So if you're spiritually there and connected, then you should need me to explain anything further because you already understand the type of heart that I have and how I'm explaining it. So long story short, let me just go way back to how I'm going to develop this situation, how I'm going to explain the topic and the circumstance here. Okay, let me adjust this camera so you guys can actually see me. Um, there was another Hispanic there, like I said before. His name was Marco. Now, just to let you know, there were some Hispanics there who treated me with 100% respect, just like I've treated them with 100% respect. And we didn't have any type of hostile attitudes or nothing because they were a person, they were a human being, just like I was a human being. And that person has feelings just like I have feelings. But however, there were some type of people there who I can identify and pinpoint out that they had an issue with me being there. Not because of my color, I didn't look at that. I looked at the fact that because there was a new person coming in to apply for a job, and they have kept their staff members the same for so long that they did not want anyone new to come in because it would then change the vibe and the environment and the atmosphere within the workplace, which is understandable because anything would change like that. But when you have another spirit, another person coming in trying to apply or willing to work there, things would change. But I did not feel a welcoming type of passion when I got there. Okay, I did not. From Sarah, which was the hiring manager, and I didn't feel any type of passion from Marco, which he's been there for 20 years. And, every time I came to apply for like a job there, or actually if I already applied, every time I walked in to remind them that I've applied and I would like to speak with someone about my application, that's when I would get someone to not respond back to me quick enough, or I'll be standing there all day for 30 minutes to an hour, probably longer than that, and it was just like, why would you not go ahead and just let me know something so I can go on throughout my day? Only thing you're doing is letting me know what your next plans are regarding my situation, and me asking you about my update of my application, wouldn't take no more than less than 20 seconds to explain to someone so I can go about my day and you can go about your day. But anyway, I was able to pick up a certain type of energy that was not welcomed. It wasn't welcoming enough. So, unfortunately, I came back on a third shift and I spoke with a manager there, and she was not Hispanic. Most of the Hispanics would be there on first shift in the morning, that I have witnessed when I've been there. And remember, not all the Hispanics that were there were actually giving me the they weren't not all of them that were there were actually giving me the non-welcoming type of feeling when I was in there. So I really didn't have an issue with that. Some of them was just godlike spirited within, just like I was, and certain other people are. and which kind of threw me off a little bit, but it really didn't because I was able to identify what I was up against and what I was feeling at that moment. Um, but long story short, I actually ended up speaking with the manager on a third shift, and she was black. Okay, she was African American, and I told her, and it was another guy. Before I spoke with that manager, I spoke with a guy who was Caucasian, and I said, "Hey, I put in my application as a crew member, and I didn't get a response back. But I see your bathrooms are absolutely horrible, and I do not mind cleaning those restrooms for you. Um, is there any type of way that I can apply as a maintenance, apply for maintenance while I'm here, and I would clean the mess out of your bathroom?" And he was like, "Oh, hold on for one moment. What's your name?" I told him my name was Christopher, but he can call me Chris. And he walked over and got the manager and told me to come speak with her. So boom, see, he didn't have that type of non-welcoming attitude, or nothing. So, and he was not Hispanic. Now, this is not against them. It's just what I was able to identify at that moment. So I walked over to the hiring manager, and that was African American, and color has nothing to do with it. But I'm trying to help you explain. I'm trying to help you understand what I'm trying to say here while explaining the process of why I'm thinking the way I was thinking, which was absolutely 100% correct. But back to what I was saying. Stay with me, please. Stay with me. Um, so I spoke with the manager and I said, "Hey, I put my application in, um, and I repeated it to her. The same thing I did to the Caucasian guy who told me to go speak with the manager. Um, I said, "Hey, my name is Chris. I went to the McDonald's website online. I applied as a crew member, but I haven't received a response back yet, and it's been over 3 days, actually a week. And I've seen how your bathrooms look, and it looked absolutely horrible." She agreed, and I said that I do not mind cleaning your bathrooms. I would clean it really good. I really don't care what type of job it is, as long as I'm able to work. I just moved out here to Chapel Hill, and right now I just need anything that would stimulate some money, give me some income, and I'm trying to get established here, and that was it. So she said, "Okay, well, we need someone on a third shift." So she said, "Well, you don't have to go back online and do the application over again. Your information will be saved. Here's a paper application. I grab you a pen and just fill it out." And I sat at the table, I filled it out, and I gave it to her. And then she gave me a date to come into work. Boom. So that was not a non-welcoming atmosphere that I developed. It was a welcoming type of vibe that I was able to pick up from that moment. So she was welcoming, and the other guy was welcoming, um, but the Hispanic guy was not welcoming at all. So the Caucasian person was welcoming, and the African American person was welcoming, and there was another Hispanic there. She was welcoming as well. And see, she wasn't racist. It didn't give me a non-welcoming vibe. It was just that one particular person from the jump. So it doesn't matter what color you are. It's what type of spirit you have operating within you. So that's the bottom line. Um, so when I actually ended up leaving that job, because I've gotten a few type of stereotypical situations that happened on the job that I ignored, because I did not want to actually lose my job, because I've told you I have to ignore certain things, because sometimes if you say something, or even if you say it the right way, it may stimulate another issue in a direction you don't want to be there. Not that it's not safe to do so, because sometimes it is safe to do so, but not all the times it's safe for you to speak on certain things because of the danger. But long story short, you're supposed to be able to speak on whatever you feel uncomfortable with to anyone that is able to handle the situation um, according to their level of work and where they are, what type of position they held. Okay, so that's it. But I just really felt like, some more things happened on the job with Marco. He did treat me a little, if not, um, um, hostile. If that's the good word to use. But I've tolerated a lot of things that I'm pretty sure was worth the report. Um, Marco had some issues with rushing people, rushing me on the job on a task that was requiring you to take your time to do. Marco has done some things like asked me to do certain jobs and tasks that he was assigned to do, while I had assignments to do, but all of this was under the table and under the acknowledgement of his boss not knowing what he was doing, while Rex, which is the owner of the McDonald's, when he was not there, that's what he would ask me to do, knowing that that would be an issue because I have my task, just like he has his task. But he was over top of me, so it was kind of like, what am I supposed to do right now? So yeah. Knowing that I just started working there and I didn't want to lose my job, and I made sure that I was able to multitask and be as proactive as I could. And some people would actually literally take advantage of you if you let that happen. But you have to learn how to speak up no matter what. But unfortunately, it's kind of difficult in certain circumstances to speak up because of the amount of wickedness that goes on in a workplace. Okay. If someone can see that you're very righteous and you're within a workplace and you know how to work the way that you are told to work, however, the ones who are appointing the rules for you to follow, yet they're breaking them, but it's kind of like, is this a workplace right for me, or should I go find another job? Is something wrong with me, or maybe should I, break the rules also? It's kind of like, no, because as soon as I do it, then they're gonna really have something to say. So that's what kind of makes you kind of weird a little bit, kind of figuring out, okay, what am I gonna do from right now? So what I wanted to really focus on in this video is just to say that I end up reaching out to the owner of McDonald's, who wanted me to stay, who thought I did a very excellent job. He had no idea that I was gonna leave this workplace, and I had no idea that I was gonna leave either because I really liked it, the job. Um, I reached out to him through an email and I let him know what was going on there, and that even the hiring manager, her name was Sarah. She told me, she mentioned before that everyone that comes in there to work, that applies, that are new, they work there for a month and then they leave. So red flag just went up in my head. Okay, that is the reason why they're getting up and leaving. Okay, that is the number one reason why. If you're allowing people to come in and work for your business and they leave after a month, something is wrong. If there's a pattern and you're able to identify and acknowledge that, something is wrong. And for her to be a hiring manager and tell me that makes her look less of a professional. And Sarah, this makes you look very less professional. Okay. And Marco as well. And I think it is totally wrong for what you all are doing in that place. Um, Not to mention this McDonald's on Franklin Street in Chapel Hill. I believe it's 409. Yes, 409 West Franklin Street in Chapel Hill. It is literally failing with the grade. They have failed inspection numerous of times. So this is the reason why I felt the need to not only to apply for any job as an emergency, but to also clean that place because I seen how filthy it was. So when you have someone who is great at doing the job that they are assigned to and they are literally following the rules, why would you not want to keep someone that is literally doing a good deed for the place that you pay your bills from? Well, I answered the question already. They have a certain type of individuals there who do not want people of their kind, who is not of their kind, to be affiliated with the workplace and the people around them, just period. Okay, so that is their issue. But that's when you get when someone is righteous and they're entering a wickedness workplace. Now, what is really wicked is the fact that I sent the Rex an email explaining to him why I was actually leaving this place, and I did not get a response back whatsoever. So that was another red flag. That red flag came up even greater. And not only that, I'm pretty sure he knows that people come in and out of that McDonald's and leaves every single month. Literally, they come in for a month and then they leave. That is an issue not only for Sarah, the manager, not only Marco and the other Hispanics there that feel the same way about only their kind being employed there, and also Rex, the owner of the McDonald's. That is a no-show. Okay, you get an X in the box, big X. So yes, I did go on Google reviews and put my comments down. Yes, I gave you a 1-star rating because I've never, and I can't even say I've never in my life experienced anything like that on a workplace, but it's literally out there. And I do really feel sorry for your business, your company. I just feel sorry for it because I don't feel like anyone righteous should be working in there. And the people who are spiritually set within their mind and soul, who knows exactly what I'm talking about, they wouldn't even step foot in that McDonald's ever because of the sanitation, the poor sanitation, the discrimination, and the fact that there's no person professional enough and mature enough to change the environment about what happens inside of the workplace. And that is absolutely awful. And I hope that you all find the right job for you. I really, really hope that you find the right place to work. This is why I am encouraging people to start them a YouTube channel, okay? Because not everyone can engage into a workplace with wickedness going on, knowing that they have to sooner or later develop themselves in the same format that is going to keep them to keep their job, but yet they still don't fit in because at any given time, your sins or your ways of developing your workplace and ethics and skills and regulations and things like that may not also fit with theirs, which is totally backwards. That's totally backwards. So that's my only reason for encouraging people, because at least if you get on YouTube and start making your own videos and get monetized, then you be making your own money from home. Therefore, who can fire you? No one. You see, a lot of people are literally there. Okay. So get yourself a YouTube channel, okay? It's free. You don't have to pay for anything. And just literally start sharing your views of how you feel about anything in life, literally anything. And you will figure out sooner or later that each view that you get will turn into double the amount. It's going to reach someone, and you're able to help someone that you can't even see. Now, you need, again, 1,000 subscribers, okay, and 4,000 watch hours. So you don't need, fancy equipment. Get your phone or get your computer or whatever and start doing whatever you can think of. Just be creative. It doesn't have to be sitting at a computer or your phone and talking all day. You can find something that you really enjoy doing, that you think other people would actually enjoy seeing as well, and place that, like post it on YouTube, and watch your views increase and your channel members and your audience actually comment and engage with the things that you're putting on there. So as long as you're following the guidelines within YouTube community, which is don't post anything that a child would go on there and see and be, you know, blinded literally from seeing. You don't want your anyone's child going on your channel and seeing something. It needs to be YouTube friendly, okay? It needs to be kid friendly, but also it needs to be, something for adults also. And literally it can be anything, just as long as it's not anything that has a lot of profanity. Nudity is definitely not tolerated on YouTube. However, it's on there for some reason, certain pages, certain channels, but do not include any of that on there. But you will benefit yourself. It's a tax write-off, and again, you're not paying anything. Now you can get your own money and try to build, different things with what you have. Get creative and get other tools and invest in your own self and make it more better. Yes, you can do that. But what are you willing to do for free that sooner or later would generate money for you without you even leaving your house? What do you do for free every single day that you don't get paid for? Put that on YouTube and reach someone, so someone can actually come into your channel and want to watch you every single time. Because that, my friend, is your privacy being broadcasted, that the U.S. government has given you the right to obtain and protect your privacy. But because your privacy is on YouTube broadcasting, it's by law that they have to pay you for it. So why not use YouTube and broadcast yourself and get your money versus broadcasting yourself and putting your business on Facebook and Twitter and get nothing? Now, what you can do is still keep your Facebook and Twitter and whatever you have on social media, and post your YouTube link in your channel on those other social media websites and draw more people to you. That's a lot more smarter and more brighter. But just think about that. But back to what I was saying, that's my whole reason for utilizing YouTube and being on here to generate my money, because I cannot see myself leaving jobs that I know that I work well enough to be able to sustain and keep it, when I have to leave a workplace because of wickedness on jobs that do not appreciate a righteous person. And it's not to put myself on a pedestal. We are all sinners, but a spiritual person can tell another spiritual person without a doubt, literally. So if I couldn't see a spiritual person within the workplace, then the environment was just out of order. They just had the wrong people. So thank you for watching, and I hope that you guys got a better understanding of the reason why I left my jobs at McDonald's at the Chapel Hill location on Franklin Street. So take care. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.